Sports Talk Bears, like and subscribe. Look, for the second consecutive year, Chicago Bears general manager Ryan Poles, he controls the NFL draft. He has the NFL held hostage. What's being done should be against the rules from the perspective of other teams. Man, it's good to be us. With this situation, Poles has an almost unheard of opportunity. You know what? It's not just about this offseason. He has an opportunity to reshape our roster for the next decade. That's right. I said it, the next decade. We have the number 1 and the number 10 pick. It just depends on making the right moves in a situation where, frankly, every move made is potentially positive. So let's chop this up. There's a story on The Athletic that shows the benefits of being the king of the offseason, and I'm calling him the king of the offseason right now. It's just too good not to share. So, what can King Poles do in the upcoming months? 1, the scouting combine. Poles will be holding court in Indy. Number 2, he can entertain potential offers if other GMs are ready. 3, he has the benefit of holding the best hand at the table. Right now, the 1st and the 10th, if no one's ready to come correctly with offers, guess what? He can just tell teams to, get back with me when you're ready. That leads us to 4. He can actually play hardball. He's dealing from a position of strength, and he's shown that he can be a hard bargainer. Look back to last year. He insisted on getting DJ Moore in the deal for the first last year of Carolina, and there's no doubt that this can be done, but that this can be done again at minimum. And you look at how he did the trade last year. It wasn't just about wanting DJ Moore. Also, by taking Carolina's top offensive asset, he was essentially weakening their team enough. So our pick that we have of theirs this year, it's going to be much better. I don't think he planned that it was going to be a first, but I think he thought it was going to be a top 5. Such motivation for making the deal. He has done a brilliant job. Also, if he trades the pick for as much as 3 firsts, he gets to do this again, and again, year after year after year after year. It is so much fun to think about. Poles can do that with multiple teams while continuing to learn more about the best quarterbacks in the 2024 draft. What am I saying? He's in charge. It's his draft, and it's happening again. So let's look at how we got here. With the Jacksonville win and the Panthers loss and the Cardinals victory too over the Eagles, it's just crazy the kind of year we've had. It's nuts. We now have the rights to the number 1 pick. We also have flexibility in the trade scenario, right? The number 10 pick assures that. We're 7-9 too, more than double our wins from last year, and we even get to have some fun. We get to play Green Bay this weekend. I would absolutely love to spoil this. I would love to spoil their season after the years of ownership by Aaron Rodgers. He was right when he said that, by the way, even though it's gross to acknowledge. I just never want to see a discount double check ever again at Soldier Field. Jason, you know who I'm talking about. Let's stop doing that as well in our personal relationship. Let's move on. This possibility is set up for the next decade. This chance of owning more drafts in the future by trading it for 3 firsts, the prospect of pairing Harrison Jr. with DJ Moore if we choose as well, that we already, in the words of Poles himself, 70 to 80%, we are there. We are 70 to 80% there. The defense is really one defensive end to pair with Sweat to be essentially set. I know we have a couple players to sign and depth is still needed, but still, I think this D is a top 5 defense right now. On top of that, we're keeping our head coach. That's a good thing. Trust me. We have our QB situation settled with Fields. Trust me, that's an even better thing. We have offensive line pieces. We have who I would say is a top 5 wideout in DJ Moore, a premier tight end in Komet. We are already seeing the best evidence of a turnaround in this last win against Atlanta, a team that had everything to play for, right? They had the playoffs on the line. We responded to this by beating them 37-17. We're also in a 5-game home winning streak. We have won 5 of 7 overall recently. Let's talk to a player. What did Brisker say after the win? Look, these guys were just getting closer and closer, and you can see it. That's why I say you just have to keep groups like this together and we see what happens. I feel like something special is going to happen. Let's look at Fields' performance on Sunday. He had one of his best games this season against the Falcons, 20 of 32 passing, 268 yards, one touchdown, three sacks only for a 99.5 passer rating. On top of that, the gravy is that he ran for 45 yards and a 9-yard score on what? 11 carries, excuse me. Support for him too is across the board. Funny how a couple weeks can change that perspective, right? I've pounded the table that Justin isn't going anywhere all year. Now we've got public opinion. It's matching the plan Ryan Poles has had for the franchise. This is planned out. Fields' teammates, they're hearing, we want Justin chants from the fans in Soldier Field. Asking Brisker again, of course I heard him. I want Justin. We all want Justin. Let's go. DJ Moore, I heard these chants too, and I know the front office's box is right there, so I know they heard that stuff too. People, the front office is not switching coaches. They are not switching Fields, and I am so grateful for it. We can talk about other scenarios later. I have some preferences here. I love Harrison Jr., but after Sunday, the scenario in which the Bears trade a pick for another massive haul certainly has more legs. Let's look at what he did before. Once again, he traded the first pick in the 23 draft to the Panthers on March 10th, not long after the combine concluded. He acted quickly. His haul was impressive. The number 9 and the number 61 selections in 23, a first round pick in 24, a second rounder in 25, and our number 1 receiver in DJ Moore. We traded and turned those picks into right tackle Darnell Wright, cornerback Tyreek Stevenson. He is coming on strong. They are starters. They're starters as rookies, and they're not going anywhere. Stevenson, you guys know he made 2 interceptions against the Falcons. He has 4 on the season. And then there's DJ Moore. He set new career highs in receiving yards and touchdown receptions in his first season with the Bears. Coach Flus, he considers the Bears' Week 5 win against the Washington Commanders. He considers that was a turning point for this team, particularly on defense. Since then, we've had one of the best defensive units in the league. A variety of defensive statistics, they show this progress. The Bears are 7-5 since Week 5. If we go back to the Athletic story, the Bears are prepared for this situation. It's the pivot option Poles built for this team by trading the first pick to the Panthers. As a result, the organization, we get to thoroughly scout the top quarterbacks, namely Caleb Williams, right? North Carolina's Drake May. But trading the first pick for a massive haul, that could be a more appealing option, especially if Fields' progress is something Poles and the team are starting to believe in. I, for one, say that they've always believed in it. His progress this year is right on schedule during the scripted 2-year rebuild from the ground up. This was Poles' plan. Getting rid of him was never in the plan. Poles, he's playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers. I'm so here for it. By trading the first pick, we could fill several holes on offense and defense with blue chip caliber players. A top 10 defense, I think it's top 5 already, could quickly transform into a top 3 unit. It could challenge Cleveland for the number 1 unit in the league. Excuse me. Or we could go another direction. A short trade down to the second or third pick. Fields could be throwing to Moore and rookie receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. next season. It could happen. We'll just simply trade the first for the second or third, maybe drop in a second and fourth for our trouble, continue to build. That's another pivot. Moving the first pick for a lower one. That's what I'm talking about. It could also provide us with a potential pivot for the 25 and 26 draft if we go the route of securing extra first rounders. I think if we traded down to the 10th or later, 3 firsts would be the minimum asking price, and I think teams would line up to give it to us. So we're looking at owning the draft for possibly a couple more years as well. If we trade the picks, King Poles will continue to rule over the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft, and I cannot wait to see this opportunity. I cannot wait to see if it is actually possible to set our team up for a full decade of dominance. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Let's chill. Sean, relax. I'm super excited about this, but there's so much more to consider and debate. Let's hear the words of our head coach. I don't think we're picking tomorrow. That was a great quote. And we'll continue to talk this through, but you guys let me know. Let me know if you're on team trade the pick for later for 3 firsts. Let me know if you're into just trading Harrison Jr., just picking Harrison Jr. with the pick that we have. I can't wait to discuss this and bear down. It's a great year to be a Chicago Bear.